Hey guys, it's Dr. Brown with Kubo Math coming to you from Tarlac City, Philippines. And I have a subject I know you love. It's fractions. Oh wait, that's not it. We're removing fractions. Now everybody can be happy. Yes, what we're going to discuss tonight is if you have an equation like this, what's the methodology to get rid of the fractions and make it easy for you. There's only two steps. First, find the least common multiple of the terms you see in the denominator. And then take that least common multiple and distribute it to every term, multiply it to every term. And that's it. Nothing to it. So let's try it on this one. Now, you can see, let's see, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Those would be multiples of 4. Multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. Well, there's the least would be 12. Now, that was the old school way back in the day. Okay, now what happens nowadays, they use the prime factor method. So these are even numbers. I can divide 2 into them. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3. I'll continue until I get a 1 in each column. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Bring the 3 down. Okay, bring the 1 down. 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so that would be how you could use the method you see and the children use today to find the least common multiple. Now, since the least common multiple is 12, if you think about if I had an equation, and I have some things on both sides, and I have a 12 that I want to multiply on each side. So 12 over 1, or 12. And I have two terms in here. Let's say I have A plus B and C plus D. Well, we know from a distributive property, I would have to multiply that and distribute that to each term. So instead of putting the parentheses around and distributing to each term, we're just going to distribute it to each term as they sit there. So in that case, I have 1/4 x, and I'm going to multiply that by 12 over 1. Minus 12 over 1 times this 1. So there's the negative in front of it. And that equals 12 over 1 times 1 over 6x. Okay, 12 times 1 is 12, 1 times 4 is 4, 12 over 4 is 3 times x. Whoa, that fraction just went away. Minus 12 times 1, which is 12, and that equals 12 over 6, which is 2 times x is 2x. How cool is that? Now all these fractions, they're gone. I simply have, a very simple equation. Now let me subtract 2x from both sides. 3x minus 12 is what I had here. Minus 2x equals 2x minus 2x. So 3x minus 2x gives me x. So I have x minus 12 equals 0. Well, let me add 12 to both sides. So x minus 12 plus 12 equals 0 plus 12, which is 12. So this negative 12 plus a positive, they cancel. X equals 12. Now, let's plug that back in and just see if it works out. So x is 12. So wherever there's a x, I'm going to put a 12. So I have, since x is 12, I now have 12 over 4 minus 1 equals 12 over 6. So 12 over 4 is 3. 3 minus 1 equals 12 over 6. 12 over 6 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2, and that equals 2. So x equals 12 is the correct solution. Okay, we always need a when we finish. All right. Who said math can't be fun? All right, let's pick us out another one. And you can tell by the board that it's sticky in the room tonight. Hopefully everyone had a great day and you studied, expanded your mind, learned new things. Okay, that's this one. All right, take another simple one. 1/2 x plus 4 equals 1/3 x. Now you can immediately see, well, maybe you can or can't. So the multiples of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12. Well, I can see already. The least common multiple is 6. Okay. All right, so 6 is my LCM. So what's the steps? Find the LCM, the least common multiple of the denominators, and then distribute that to all terms. So now I have 6 over 1 times 1/2 x plus 6 over 1 times 4. And that equals 6 over 1 times 1/3 x. Okay, 6 over 2 is 3. 3 times x is 3x. 6 times 4 is 24. And that equals 6 over 3, which is 2x. Wow. So let me subtract. This is very similar to the other problem. 3x plus 24 minus 2x equals 2x minus 2x. Those cancel. That equals 0. So 3x minus 2x is x. X plus 24 equals 0. X plus 24 minus 24 equals 0 minus 24 equals a negative 24. These cancel, so x equals negative 24. Let's see how hard this one would be to put that back in there. So there's my negative 24. Here's a negative 24. All right, so that gives me 1/2. Negative 24 over 2 plus 4 equals negative 24 over 3. So negative 24 over 2 is a negative 12. Negative 12 plus 4 equals negative 24 over 3 is negative 8. So negative 12 plus a positive 4 is negative 8. So negative 8 equals negative 8. So x equals negative 24 was a solution. Okay, I should erase these so I don't do them again. Okay. Let me clean the board again. It is really humid. And you can hear the rooster crowing in the background. All right, which one we want to do here now? Well, this one's a little bit more complicated. 1/4 x plus 1 over 6. I say it's the same rules, but it's just more items to solve. Equals 1 over 9x plus 6. Oh, now we have 4, 6, and 9. 4, 6, 9. Need to find the least common multiple within that. Okay, I'll just start with 2. We'll carry the 9 down. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Bring the 9 down. Nothing I can, 2 will not divide into it evenly. So I'll do a 2 again, drive that to a 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Actually, when I finish, I'm going to explain something. 3 and 9, bring those down. Now I'll divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, and we'll bring the 1s down. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Bring a 1 over. The reason I do that is because if you can get accustomed to driving it down to 1, then the children that are doing this in the 5th, 6th, 7th grade, 4th grade, I mean, they're learning this early. But some teachers may tell them, okay, hold it right here because you can see this is down to the least factor that you can do. And I've seen students make mistakes. Oh yeah, I have a 4 there. That's low enough. And then they miss an opportunity. So I've taught them just drive it all to 1. And then when they do the greatest common factor, I've seen them make a mistake when 1 was not in their column of the factors they're comparing. So that's why I just have it drive it all the way to 1 and end up with a 1 in this column, which really I just bring the 1 over once I get all 1s, but really I should divide them out again, but there's no need. But if you can end up with it like this, if you end up with a greatest common factor of 1, which we had a problem the other day and the children couldn't work it because 1 wasn't in their column by doing the other method. So that's just why, and there's not that many like that, but there are some. So this method would be foolproof. Would get it right every time. Okay, so what do we have here? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. All right, so our least common multiple is 36. Okay, now then I have 36 over 1 times 1 over 4x plus 36 over 1 times 1 over 6. And that equals 36 over 1 times 1 over 9x plus 36 over 1 times 6. Wow, 36 divided by 4 gives us 9 times x. 36 over 6 is 6. 36 times 1/9, or 36 over 1 times 1/9 is 36 over 9, which is 4 times x, 4x. 36 times 6, I don't know, 6 times 6, 36, carry the 3, 18, 19, 20, 21, 216. Okay, now what? Well, let's see, let me just move the 6 over there. So 9x plus 6 minus 6 equals 4x plus 216 minus 6. We've subtracted 6 from both sides. So 9x equals 4x plus 210. Okay, now then I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. So that wipes out the 4x's. 9x minus 4x is 5x. 5x equals 210. Now, excuse me, divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times x is x. And that equals 42. Okay. Wow, let's see. Let's put, instead of going back to my fraction, let's just go back here. 42 and 42. And see if we get the same on both sides. 9 times 42. If I went up here, yes, we can do that. We just have all the fractions to deal with all over again. 42 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1, 36, 37. So that's 378 plus 6. 14, 8, 384. So this is 384. Okay. What does that equal? 4 times 42. 42 times 4, 8, 16, plus 216. 216. 8, 6, 14, 7, 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. 384. Yay. Okay, so x equals 42 is a solution. Okay, we have one more. But the method is the same on all of them, as you can see. You get look at the denominator, get the lowest common multiple, and then distribute that to every term. Okay, we have 2/3 x. 2/3 x minus 5 over 6x minus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 5. Whoa. Okay, we have a 2, 6, and a 3. Well, immediately you can say 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 6, 9, 12, 6, 12, 18. You'll notice there's a 6 right there. Okay, so now I know my least common multiple is 6. Okay. Now then, let's multiply, distribute that to every term. So I have 6 over 1 times 2 over 3x. Okay, so we're just going to distribute that 6 all the way through. 6 over 1 times 5 over 6x minus 6 over 1 times 3. And that equals 6 over 1 times 1 over 2x minus 6 over 1 times 5. All right. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4 times x. These 6's cancel, so that's minus 5 times x. Minus 6 times 3 is a negative 18. And that equals 6 over 2, which is 3 times x, minus 30. Well, let's see. We can reduce some terms, like 4x minus 5x is a negative x minus 18. And that equals 3x minus 30. I'm going to add x to both sides, plus x, and that cancels the x. So negative 18 equals 3x plus x. That's 4x minus 30. Now I'm going to add 30 to both sides. So negative 30 plus 30 cancels. Negative 18 plus 30 gives me a positive 12, and that equals 4x. Now I can divide by 4 on both sides. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and that equals x. Let's see. Well, let's try going back to the top with that. 3, everywhere there's an x, I'm going to put a 3, and let's see what happens. Okay, 3 over 3 gives me 2x, or 2, x is 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I end up with 2 minus, well, let me do that here. I'm getting stretched out there. So that's 2 minus, can you still see? All right, so I have 5 times 3 is 15 over 6. Oh, minus 3. And that equals 3 over 2 minus 5. Well, there's some terms I can work with at the moment. For example, 2 minus 3 gives me a negative 1 minus 15 over 6. So that took care of these two terms. And that equals 3 over 2 minus 5. Well, let's see. Let me get the 1 over there. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides, plus 1 plus 1. So that takes care of the negative there. So I now have a negative 15 over 6 equals 3 over 2. A negative 5 plus a positive 1 gives me a negative 4. Well, I can change this. Let me just move this to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3 halves. So I have negative 15 over 6 minus 3 over 2. And that equals, so I subtracted 3 over 2. So now I have these cancel and I end up with a negative 4 here. So now I need to get a common denominator of 6, right? Okay, so I need to multiply this one by 3 over 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So now I have a negative 15 over 6 minus a positive 9 minus 9. Minus a positive is plus a negative. Okay, so I have minus 15 plus a negative 9 over 6 equals negative 4. So that gives me a minus 24 over 6, and that does in fact equal negative 4. Okay, so x equals negative 4. So that worked out. A little bit more difficult to end up with confirming our solution, but we did that. Okay, to get rid of those fractions, do two things. Find the least common multiple of the denominators and then distribute that least common multiple to every term. And then you can just wipe out the fraction and end up with something that's very workable and makes life much easier. Okay, why are we doing this? So that together we can build a better tomorrow. And we're going to do that. How? Through math. Okay, so that's all for now, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.